Hello guys, Moto here and welcome to another deck lab. Today we have a more casual deck this time. I was thinking I wanted to use some of the more underutilized cards in the game so far, and Beaver Warrior was a deck that easily came to mind since they didn't have any substantial support in the past few sets, and there are definitely some cards that are very underutilized in this deck. And one of the more underutilized cards that we're not running, that was run in the past, is the Cannibal Kong. Reason why this was run in the past was because it had a more favorable level as opposed to the other boss monster that we'll talk about later on, and also its effect was worth the payoff on the setup in the past. Nowadays, the payoff is just not worth it in my opinion, and we are shifting focus onto a different card, the Beaver King Convoy Liogon. Basically what it does is, for the steep cost of sacrificing 2 level 4 lower Beaver Warrior monsters on the field, it can attack every single attack position monster your opponent controls, but then nothing else can attack, and it can only attack position monsters. It cannot attack set monsters, but it also gains some attack points for its troubles based on the number of levels that you sacrifice for the requirement, which is fine, I guess. In the past you wouldn't use this because Dragius basically did it but better most of the time. It had, in theory, less attacks, but decks didn't find it very easy to swarm the field with 3 high standard monsters that you wanted to beat over with the Liogon, and generally the Dragius would get the job done much easier and with less effort, which is why people wouldn't use the Liogon. And nowadays the payoff is actually necessary so that you can beat over every single one of your opposing gate order players level 7 monsters, which is why this deck in my opinion has that niche with the Liogon. It isn't very strong still, like it requires you to normal summon it, and if it was 1 level lower you could use something like Beast Summoner or Track Box to be able to special summon it and bypass the Demolition Worm Roar. But if you're playing in a format that doesn't have Demolition Worm Roar yet, like the current format I'm recording in right now, which technically doesn't have Demolition Worm Roar yet, you can safely normal summon this card. But next format, you can no longer normal summon this card if if you fear the Demolition Worm Roar coming down and just killing your entire turn, which is very unfortunate. If only this was a 1 level lower, but it's fine, we'll work with it. And yeah, it just like wipes your opponent's board. It's like decent in this current format, and something that we're going to build around a bit here. And obviously we need some other high level monsters. Savage Claw Tiger is a very nice one that is in theme. This one basically gains attack equal to the number of level 7 or higher monsters on your field times 400, which means the more high level monsters you have on the field, the stronger it will become. And fortunately this card is level 7, so you can special summon it off the Beast Summoner, which is definitely a step up from something like a Convoy Liogon. Now I will admit, you will use this card more often than you will use Liogon, but for good reason. This card basically has no cost, so expect to use this during most of your games. Liogon is just a funny payoff that happens to be better in the current format than in the previous format. Top striker we're playing with the Secret Order package, very strong. You will notice that I'm not playing Galactica Oblivion, and that's because Galactica Oblivion is not a machine. We are playing the Apocalypse Beast Gear World, which buffs Beast Warrior and Machine type monsters, and also Fiend type monsters that we are not running. It does not buff Galaxy monsters, and that means the top striker is actually better in this deck than the Galactica Oblivion. And also, if you were to play in past formats, then Galactica Oblivion wouldn't be available yet, so you could just like play the top striker just fine. As for low level monsters, we have some vanillas here that are just the highest standard choices you have at your disposal, and some interesting utility monsters that sacrifice themselves for either a 500 debuff in Unfulfilled Goblin and a 500 attack point buff on lower level monsters in the Startup Goblin. We also have the Upstart King Rex that will be capitalizing on your opposing gate order players' playstyle, since they want to be emptying their hand for cards like Parallel Above Gate. Upstart King Rex will be able to come in and get you that free +1 very easily. Same goes for the Rhythmical Performer. Gate Order is a deck that has a lot of spells, and Rhythmical Performer can capitalize on that by having a higher chance to get that +1 for you. 2 Amazing Dealer to Beast Summoner, for consistency reasons. This Amazing Dealer is just like good card to just cycle through your deck, draw your more important pieces. And Beast Summoner will, despite the fact that it cannot summon the Liogon, is still good enough to be able to special summon cards like the Savage Claw Tiger, and just get that free +1 and be helping you in setting up your high level board faster. 3 Apocalypse Beast Gear World. I don't normally play 3 cards that feel spells, but not only is it like decent against gate order, since they need to find specifically the top striker to be able to beat over your cards, and also it is necessary for the card Apocalypse, the unstoppable Beast Warrior, which needs it on the field. Then you can pay 1000 life points to special summon a Beast Warrior onto your field from the grave, and then it will gain piercing battle damage, so you'll special summon something like a Savage Claw Tiger to get a big number with piercing, or sometimes you can special summon a Liogon to be able to more easily set up the Liogon plus 2 Beast Warriors to sacrifice a turn to wipe their board, which is a nice niche for this card to have. 2 Legend of the Warrior, this is here to special summon some Beast Warriors onto the field to be able to set up a Liogon, and the difference between running this and something like another Beast Warrior is that you can set this card and just prep it for future turns. And not only that, you can use it to special summon some of your more utility-based monsters like the Unfulfilled Goblin and the Startup Goblin, which again have actual effects. So you can like go Legend of the Warrior, special summon Unfulfilled Goblin, sacrifice it to use its effect, which is not bad. Unfortunately, it special summons in defense, and you need to have the face-up level 7 higher Beast Warrior type monster on your field already, so you can't use it as like a pseudo monster. So it's definitely like not as good as other cards of similar typing. But oh well, we'll take what we can get, and special summoning something like Unfulfilled Goblin is decently strong if you have a certain setup that we'll talk about later on. 3 Secret Order for the top striker, again top striker and the Secret Order are very strong. Just like you'll see this package in a lot of decks anyway. And this deck, it works out pretty well because it has synergy with the Savage Claw Tiger, and overall it will just help you keep up with other faster decks in the format. Now for the spice in the deck, Upstart Goblin. Now, if you have read these cards already, the Unfulfilled Goblin, the Startup Goblin, and the Upstart King Rex, all 3 of these need the Upstart Goblin in rotation to activate their secondary effect. Unfulfilled Goblin can place a Upstart Goblin for your grave on top of your deck. Then you can destroy a face-up level 8 or lower monster on your opponent's field. Startup Goblin will deal a measly 500 damage, which is neat I guess. And Upstart King Rex will set the Upstart Goblin back onto the field. Since like 9 cards rather total in the deck need Upstart Goblin for additional effects, I was thinking might as well play the Upstart Goblin because partly because it's funny and to get more utility out of your monsters. And especially with the Legend of the Warrior, you can use it to special summon the Unfulfilled Goblin and make it act as a removal spell basically, which is a pretty nice synergy that this deck can do. Now that we have gone over the deck, let's head on over to the gameplay. Okay, gonna have on to our opponent. Alright, gonna be going first here. Oh, hand is pretty interesting here. We have double Rhythmical Performer. I'm thinking whether I want to just use Amazing Dealer here and send everything. We don't need to, our hand is fine as is. We're gonna just dig with the Rhythmical Performer and see what we get here. We're playing against Bold. That's gonna be very spooky. Let's try again here. Okay, free draw. Upstart King Rex. Okay, I'm gonna tribute summon the top striker. We might just be playing against Psychic instead of like actual Bold. We're just gonna do what we can now. We're gonna Startup Goblin to special summon the Amazing Dealer out, and then just set the Upstart King Rex so we empty our hand this way. And we can't use the Amazing Dealer anymore, but we had a fine hand anyway. We were fine with just with this setup. Another melody away. If he is on board, that is an extra duplicate name, which is pretty good for us. Okay, so we're just gonna stay on that, which is pretty good for us. The problem is that means that Psychic Trap Hole is live, which is a pretty strong trap card. And that's definitely something I need to be wary about. Unfortunately, I don't have any MSTs in my deck, so I'll have to just run headfirst into it. This is not a great hand, but we can just go double Moto Wolf. This isn't terrible. We'll find our 2 tribute monsters eventually. Go top striker here and then just Moto Wolf into the other Chemical Cure Blue and just go face. This and then just extra damage here. The Psychic Divergence tells me that this probably isn't actual Bold. And if I had to guess, they are just on each of the psychic fusions. The for the Blitz one, the Candy Live, I believe, and the Chemical Cure Purple. I think are the only fusions that they're probably on. Which those are scary, but at least it's not like anything else, I guess. That's a good information. I just keep milling for this. They might not have found fusion yet, which is good for us, but they've dug through almost half the deck at this point. They're bound to find something. I guess I can beat over my Tough Striker now. That's fine, I guess. We have 2 chances to draw a 2 tribute monster here. Otherwise, we can't do anything this turn, which would be very unfortunate. Oh, very good actually. So we can tribute summon the Liogon, and then just activate Secret Order and just punch him harder. In battle phase, we'll try to play around solo performance. If he wants to use it, if he does run it, then he'll have to negate the Liogon swing, which means we can attack with a stronger monster. But he doesn't appear to be running it, which is fine. And dealt a big chunk of damage anyway. Hopefully he empties his hand eventually. I do want to activate these Upstart King Rexes. We're almost halfway through. Oh, I guess they have bricked. There's no reason for that to be specifically the Mirror Force, but if it is, we're just gonna do this and then just attack on the Tough Striker. Yeah, just in case they for some reason decided to hold the Mirror Force. Okay, that is game 1 out of the way. This has the potential to be a really bad hand, depending on what we draw next turn. Looks like their hand isn't particularly strong either. Oh, this is not particularly strong, but we have some spells that we can set and hopefully empty our hand, draw for next turn. I don't trust the side card. That could be Howling Bird, which means my Unfulfilled Goblin will bounce off if I choose to attack into it. They're now low life points than me, so if they have pick, they can start activating that, which is going to be quite unfortunate, but they do in fact have the 1-2 punch here. See what they hit. Hit a Candy, that's very unfortunate, that's not particularly strong. And 2 Psychic Divergences would be a really good thing to see if I were on any traps. Seems like they have the For the Blitz fusion, yep, okay. So they're probably gonna go use the Graceful Charity effect. The first effect, I think. Oh no, the second effect is the drop 3, send 2. This is the entire reason why you would play the For the Blitz stuff. Oh, we did it in the wrong order, I guess. Yeah, there's no reason to do it in that order. Oh yeah, just bounce your extra deck monster back into the extra deck, please. Okay. Precarious position here. Depending on what we draw, we can definitely turn it back with the Secret Order. And maybe even a Liogon if we somehow draw really well. This isn't particularly strong. We can definitely do some stuff though. We can clear the board here. We can go Beast Summoner to special summon the Savage Claw Tiger. And then we can activate the Legend of the Warrior that we have set. And then special summon the Unfulfilled Goblin. We can set this Amazing Dealer here and then tribute summon the Savage Claw Tiger. So now even if we don't mill anything else, we can easily beat over both of his monsters here, which is very good. See if you find a Tough Striker. If we do, we can use Secret Order. We do not, very unfortunate, but that's fine. We can just clean up the board here. And just kill the Melody, kill the Revenge Blitz. Overall, pretty solid turn to claw back into the game. Hopefully we find out a top striker soon, so that the secret order remains not dead. Activating the blue medicine, that is 2 blue medicines engraved, okay, that's gonna be very annoying. He already has 2 engraved and he's gonna heal a bunch with the red medicines, the blue medicines rather. Yeah, we can get the damage back, we're fine. What are we getting off the candy? Okay, sure. He might have the candy life in prep. Also entirely possible that he's just trying to get through before the... Yeah, okay. It doesn't look like they're on the chemical cure red stuff. I think they're only on blue. So the other fusion is the Howling Performer, which is a very underwhelming fusion, so we're fine. Not a very impressive turn for them, it seems yo. Climax finale to not have to crash, that's fine. Ooh, and a reborn, that's actually really annoying. Into the Romance Blitz, I guess, is the biggest thing here. Yeah, okay. That's definitely annoying. If only because he just has 2 monsters on board and I just lose both of the Savage Claw Tigers. Definitely just annoying. Well, now we know that he's not Mirror Force since he's playing Reborn, which is fine. At least we don't have to play around that anymore. Ooh, very good. Okay, we can definitely start play. We have to crash the Liogon. Yeah, we don't have another top striker in the rotation. God, well, we're gonna have to crash it. Super unfortunate. Oh well. Special summon the top striker from hand. Now enter battle phase. We'll attack with top striker into the Romance Blitz, and then the Liogon unfortunately has to just crash the Infinite Dream. No, Pastor. Very precarious position that we are in. They should be in a very good spot to just kill me out right here. They've used their Reborn though, so that's good. But well, I guess Pick isn't live either. But there are a lot of things that can kill me, like a Candy Live is one way to do so. Pick is not live, luckily. But they do in fact have the Candy Live. Which isn't directly lethal, I don't think. Oh, it's last card fusion? Great. Yeah, okay. This isn't lethal yet, I don't believe. But it is still very precarious. Gaining 1000 to get the extra body out of here. At the very least, it's an extra thing I can attack into with the Convoy Liogon. I guess it's just reviving the future material. I was thinking why not go into the Melody. And I think Melody would have still been correct. We will go down to 900. Let's see if this Liogon can do things on my next one. Potentially. We'll Rhythmical Performer to see what we can get here. Okay, we get a draw. What does this do for us? Not much. I can revive a blocker, I guess. That's the only thing I can do here. Oh, but the Candy Life is going to live anyway, right? Yeah, this is a lost cause. Just to not die. Maybe he doesn't draw any attackers next turn. So just Apocalypse to summon the Unfulfilled Goblin and debuff it by 500, I guess. Yeah, cause otherwise he just pay the life points and then just debuff this to 0. And just kills me from there. Oh, this is level 8 or lower. I keep forgetting. Alright, yeah, we can't do anything from there. That was super unfortunate. Definitely lost a lot of tempo early game. Okay. Ooh. Very interesting. Starting with the Upstart Goblin, we don't need to activate it immediately. We can keep it for next turn to have a 6-card hand. Next turn on turn 3. And we certainly don't need to get down life points right now. Granted, I guess that would play around pick actually. Yeah, maybe I should have done it instead. Oh well. Okay. Doesn't seem like they actually have the pick, so not punished, which is good. Okay, that's completely fine. We'll lose the Beaver Warrior, but that's the least of our concerns right now. Very strong open. We'll Upstart Goblin now, since we have a bunch of payoffs in our hand. Okay, Upstart King Rex. Draw a card. And then set the Upstart Goblin. And then we'll go Upstart Goblin again. Draw another card. Still not what I wanted to see here. Well, we don't need to use Secret Order this turn. So we can go Rhythmical Performer, do a mill and see if we hit any extra draws here. Ideally 1 and a 2 dribble monster, because then we can actually do more interesting things. We milled the Climax Finale, that's really good draw actually. Okay, very good. We can tribute summon these two for the top striker. And now I want to this gives me an opportunity to use a Rhythmical Performer again. Because then what we can do is we can tribute the Rhythmical Performer and the other top striker to leave the top striker in grave and then be able to use the Secret Order. So this is a completely safe normal summon here. Okay, we got another draw, very nice. Into the Liogon, does that matter? I don't think that changes what we're gonna do. But we can just use it to clear our entire hand actually if you want to. Which I find to be a pretty nice thing to do. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna use everything in my hand here. To go into Liogon and then into this Startup Goblin. Activate the effect, send it to the grave. Special summon the other Startup Goblin. And then activate the Startup Goblin to send itself to the grave, special summon the Moto Wolf. Effect another 500, and then we're gonna tribute summon the other top striker and then Secret Order the other top striker out. Just empty our hand of anything here. And then go battle phase. We'll go here. In case he's playing like Dividing Wall, and now it's the concern. And then we can smack him for a big chunk. And now pass turn. Just a board of 25s is very good. They are under the life points necessary to utilize the Candy Life minus effect. But they can still use things like pick, which is very annoying. Finds another pick. Ooh. And also a copy of Fusion, which means if they ever find a normal monster to special summon of Starry Star, they can retrieve Fusion. Yep, normal summon the other pick. Esprit is active with this, which is very unfortunate. They found a normal monster, so if they do have another Starry Star, they can find the Fusion again. Goes into the Musy Performer. They might be trying to make Howling Performer with this. Howling Performer doesn't do too much for them, it's just gonna crash into one of the top strikers. Going to the Folder Blitz. It gets the free 1500 damage here and then fuses into the Romance Blitz. For probably the Graceful effect. Yep. I'm gonna keep digging for something. Yeah, I'm ditching a Divergence since I don't have anything to send to the top of the deck anymore. How many blue medicines do they have? A couple. Oh, just one. Okay, I thought they had more. Seeing as they've already gone through half the deck. Okay, they just gained a lot of life points, but overall this isn't actually doing that much in terms of fixing the board state. Yeah, they just gained a lot of life points, doesn't matter much. I lose one of my top strikers, but that's just one of many. And yeah, that melody doesn't do anything either. I just have to find a way to clear the romance splits off the board. Which there are a couple ways to do so. That is annoyingly, well, actually that is. Okay, so we can Rhythmical Performer. We can use this and see what we can get. We milled a reborn, very good. And unfortunately, if we didn't have this Rhythmical Performer on the board anymore, then we could sack. We could actually use Liogon effect, which wouldn't be optimal, but would be very funny. Okay, I believe we have this wrapped out. Or not, actually, apparently. We'll just tribute summon the Savage Claw Tiger, get the Moto Wolf out, activate the B-Scale World, and then activate the Savage Claw Tiger effect. And go into battle phase and sink in a lot of damage. And in case they ever mount another offensive, I can try to use Liogon effects. We have an extra Beaver Warrior here to sack off for the Liogon, if we ever get to that position. They unfortunately have enough life points for 1-pick activation, but only 1-pick activation. They can't do anything else after that, unless they have something like a Chemical Cure Blue again. And we know he won't be able to get the Reborn for the Romance Bliss or something along those lines, since we just milled it. Milling the candies, that's very annoying. Means he can go into the Candy Life, but he can't use the -2000 effect. He can only use the +1000 effect that goes into something like I guess the Romance, the Photo Blitz again. Hard Drill Fusion, of course. Going to the Candy Life. Of course, another Romance pick. Doesn't really go that far though. Like, what do you get off of this? The I guess, sure. Tribute for it again. I guess you can beat over the Moto Wolf, or at least you're in a very vulnerable position, or he's just gonna use it to heal, sure. He's going to gain enough life points. No, wait, he's just of course he milled the blue medicine off of it, so now he has exactly enough to use the effect. But I'm pretty sure I don't die either way, cause I have B-Skill World up and he doesn't have enough life points on board anyway. So he's just gonna deck out. Yeah, he definitely can't kill me from here. Yep, he is, I believe, 500 off. Yeah, I forgot debuffed all the way to 0. I thought he said it's 0. But no, it reduces by a flat number, so the B-Skill World buff doesn't do anything. Yep, just at 500 life points, with an easy way to get to lethal by just passing the turn. I almost clicked the surrender button for no reason. Alright, second match of the video. Like I found our opponent. Getting to go first again, that's us. Definitely good. Alright, we have enough to just tribute summon the Tail Striker. We don't need to waste a Secret Order right now. And we can save it for a turn where the attack boost and trap protection actually matters. We'll just set these 2 spells here and draw more next turn. And say go to our opponent. Very modest start for sure. And these spells are good setup for future turns. Are we playing as the same person? We're not playing as the same name person, maybe to change the name. No, it's now a different deck, okay. Backbeat now? That's annoying because we do have a lot of cards that are Beast Warrior, so he can shovel all of those back, but we don't have a lot of machines, unless we have like multiple Tail Strikers in there, then he can shovel everything else, but that means he wouldn't get the extra draw here. We just happen to be playing against Fusion Psychic again, which is just hilarious. See if I have anything else. The Psychic Upper just gaining an extra 800 life points is fine by me. That's milling the Silent Assailant, just a beat stick I guess. Okay, that's all. His hand is not empty, so we don't get to draw off of a certain card here, but oh well, that's fine. I'm gonna try for the Rhythmical Performer. The hand is not great right now, but oh well. We happen to whiff, which is very unfortunate. But that means that we can do some things here. I can go here, debuff one of these monsters here. I guess the Chemical Cure Blue is fine. And then we'll Startup Goblin to sacrifice. Oh yeah, I did this wrong. Yeah, I definitely did this wrong. I should have Startup Goblin, special summon the Rhythmical Performer, so I would have gotten the extra 500 attack points. But now we're just getting some guys out, I guess. We missed 500 attack, which is unfortunate. That might mean that I don't get to destroy the set monster here, which would for sure be very unfortunate. While our hand was not particularly strong, we were able to clear our hand with the ability of the goblins. This is why I like the utility they have compared to some of the vanillas that you can play that are also Beast Warriors. Oh, it's still 0 defense, we're gonna kill it, let's go. But yeah, that's why I like the goblins in this deck. They just allow you to just cycle through your hand and just like draw more cards on following turns, which are good for like situations like these when you are on the offensive but still have nothing else to do. Our board is not particularly strong though, but we still have like sticks like a seagull. It appears they're not running like the Howling Bird stuff compared to the other fusion psychic player that we were playing against earlier, which is fine for us. Paying the 1000 for the Prima, that gives them 900 attack, which is good enough to beat over the top striker. Unfortunately, their hand is still not empty, so we do not get to resolve the Upstart King Rex should we draw into it. But if they do choose to, they choose to kill the Rhythmical Performer for more damage, which is fine for us. But that means that the Beast Summoner is still on the field to be able to activate if we find the Savage Claw Tiger, which we do actually manage to find. The question is, what else do we do? There's no reason for me to actually activate this Beast Summoner, huh? Yeah, there's actually no reason for me to do that. We'll just tribute summon over the Beast Summoner to empty our hand more, and then we will activate the Savage Claw Tiger now. If we mill the Top Striker again, then we can get more stuff going. But no, not even a Upstart Goblin for a luck sack. We'll just send the Unfulfilled Goblin, debuff, empty our hand again, normal summon the Beaver Warrior, and fire off the Beast Gear World. We have now emptied our hand again because of the goblins, which is again very nice. Attack with the Top Striker and just get in for big damage. That's you. And putting them at this low life points means that they could be playing Aspirate. If they are playing Aspirate, then there is a way to be able to trigger the Aspirate by going pick into Aspirate. But I'm just gonna hope that they're not playing it. Psychic lists generally are dropping Aspirate from what I've seen anyway, in favor of other cards. It appears he doesn't have it, which is definitely good for us. Milling a Ken ready, which is a very nice card. But definitely this board state for him is not particularly strong. Do they have the spell? That spell that can sacrifice a candy and get a psychic from field with a special summoning a psychic from hand and giving attack boost. But it looks like they don't have that. They're just gonna go into a Prima Katana near suicide. Just gonna punch into, I guess, the none of these, all of these are annoying except the Beaver Warrior. This is just more damage if he chooses to go into that. Unfortunately, the Top Striker is still on the field, so I can't use the Secret Order yet, but that might change. Okay, that has changed. Let's see here. There. We'll go into the Upstart King Rex. We'll draw the card and see where that leads us. Okay, that's fine. Not particularly good, but that's fine. We'll tribute summon for the Liogon. And then we'll go, I guess we can empty our hand again. But I guess there's not much reason to do that. We can go What traps could they be playing? We don't know what legend card they're playing right now. They could be on Mirror Force, and if they are on Mirror Force, we have to play around that. And my Secret Order is currently not live. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go Apocalypse, I think. Does that matter? We're gonna use the Unstoppable Beast Warrior to get a beat stick out, I think. It's going to be the plan. No, okay, so what we're going to do is we're gonna shift the light. Wait, we can't shift the light on defense. Okay, so we'll shift the Tough Striker to defense, and then we're gonna use the Legend of the Warrior to go into the Unfulfilled Goblin. Then we use the Unfulfilled Goblin to debuff the Prima. Then we go into the Startup Goblin, activate the effect to sack it off, and then go into Rhythmical Performer. So even if it has the Mirror Force, we still have a defense position monster to not die on the crackback. So we'll see if he has anything or not. Yeah, he does have the Mirror Force. There we go. And now we can pass on. We could have just gone Secret Order by tributing over the Top Striker, but I completely forgot that Mirror Force was the card until just then. Yeah, what we should have done is we should have just tributed over the Top Striker and then gone into the Secret Order. Yeah, that was just a misplay. They still don't have a fusion rotation, they might have drawn into it already. Okay. But unfortunately, this concert costume creator is not big enough to beat over the Top Striker by itself. So they're just gonna have to punch over it. We have the Secret Order, we win now. What could they have? I don't think anything else stops the Secret Order into Top Striker. We just win here. But we'll just play the entire thing out because why not, I guess. Secret Order. We'll go into the Top Striker. Then we'll just set everything. And then go into battle phase over the creator here, and that should be the game. Yep, play the one Mirror Force well enough to get that game off. Okay. Unfortunately, we drew into 2 B-Skill Worlds, but we're just gonna activate both of them and empty them from our hand. We definitely don't want to be holding on to them since we want to be drawing into more cards that actually matter. And not just the other cards that only become good if our opponent has like specific cards like back row removal. We'll just have our 28 guy here to just wall off some opposing threats. Set 2, maybe tribute set. No, they're probably just gonna set 3 monsters and maybe some back row here. Oh boy, tribute summon Cypec Upper for life points, I guess. Milk the Mirror Force, I guess we don't have to play around that anymore. No more big brain shenanigans. And of course we drew into the 3rd B-Skill World. We will discard the B-Skill World from our hand. And I guess I'm discarding the Beaver Warrior, and I think I want to discard the spell also. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, good cards. We'll go, oh yeah, the hand is empty. Let's use the Upstart King Rex here. Fired off. If we draw another 2 tribute, we can do some cool stuff, I think. Well, that's fine. That's not particularly interesting, but it's fine. We'll go into this, and then we can go into the, yeah, let's do this. Unfulfilled Goblin. And then activate the effect to debuff the Cypec Upper. And then we'll go Startup Goblin, activate the effect. Again, we're trying to clear our hand here for future turns. I'm realizing the Beast Summoner will get debuffed by the Beast Skill Ward, but I forgot to activate Savage Claw Tiger. We are playing too fast, alright? We're just playing too fast. Gotta slow it down. We would have gotten an extra 600 points of damage here. Oh well. Yeah, the goal of that turn was just to empty our hand. That 600 life points might matter, which is going to be very unfortunate. But yeah, we accomplished our goal of doing some things while still emptying our hand, so that's good. Defense position Candy is completely fine here. They get to go into the pick now. They could grab the Psychic Upper again and go into a Candy Live if they do have the fusion in hand, which would be very annoying to say the least. But then it would mean that he has to use the minus effect. Okay, it's just gonna go into a Cure Blue, which is completely okay for me. Cure Blue, mill 1 for the life points. Got another pick? Okay, that's fine. Better to have those out of the way right now so he has less chance of drawing into another pick. It's okay. Sure. Okay, they have two things to tribute. Okay. Ping the life point for the 900 attack boost for the entire board. Means that they get to beat over my two 2/0 monsters, but that would mean that they would leave my Beast Summoner on the field to be able to use to summon maybe another Tiger from my hand if we end up drawing into it. Or at worst, it's just like Tribute Fodder still. Okay, we do actually draw into it again. Very strong hand. So what we can do is we can use the Beast Summoner to send us out to the grave and summon the Savage Claw Tiger. And then we can activate Apocalypse Legend of the Warrior. To special summon, it doesn't matter, we'll go into Beaver Warrior I guess. And then we will set this Moto Wolf and then tribute summon the Liogon. And then we will fire off the Secret Order to get a full board of 2 tribute monsters. And the Savage Claw Tiger will be at the maximum capacity of the amount of attack it can gain during a turn. And it will go up to 3,800, so you can use that to swing into our opponent for a big chunk of damage. Just barely off lethal. If this Liogon was another Savage Claw Tiger, we would have won already. Unfortunate. Oh well. This means that he can't use pick anymore. Since he has he needs to pay 500 and he only has 300, but if he does draw into a Chemical Cure Blue, he can still activate the pick if he draws both of them in succession. Red also works against the 500 life points here. Ooh, draws into both the chemicals. He might be able to go into the fusion if he ends up hard drawing into it. That's the last pick. Okay, I guess I don't need to worry about that anytime soon. Yeah, drew into the fusion. Okay, that's fine. Completely okay here. Sends up 3 spot traps from hand to grave to draw it and then gain 100. That's fine. He just draws cards over this. He right now he has to crash into one of my monsters. Yeah, this is if it is 100 more attack, this could at least kill one of my 2 tribute monsters. But as it stands, he has to crash if he wants to do that. Going to the Candy. Does he have that one spell? No, he's just gonna tribute over it. Okay, I guess he's just admitted defeat. He really should have just set everything. I don't know what he's doing. Alright, GG. And that was the deck. I think we showed off the goblins more than the actual high levels, but the goblins are decent. We didn't get to activate Liogon at all, but this is definitely just a very awkward card and not something you are going to expect to have to activate every single game. Just keep that in mind. But when the situation comes up, he is pretty good since he can help you just wipe your opponent's entire board against something like Gate Order. Unfortunately, its stat line means that if your opponent is running something like a counter shield, it means that your Liogon will just die. So that's incredibly unfortunate, unless you have some additional like Unfulfilled Goblin to help debuff their guys. But like that's like just more pieces that you would need to find. You just have to hope that your opponent doesn't have any interaction when you try to do Liogon. But if your opponent doesn't have interaction and your opponent has the perfect board state for you to activate Liogon and clear the board on, it is pretty decent in that regard. But again, don't expect to always be activating this card. Most of your meat is going to be activating Secret Order or activating the effect of Savage Claw Tiger. Unless you're me and you just forget to activate the effects of your monster sometimes. But yeah, just a very middling beatdown deck, but it's still like playable, I guess. It's surprisingly playable. Mostly due to Savage Claw Tiger and Secret Order being pretty good cards. And just, yeah, just overall not particularly strong. But you can definitely bring this to a casual round of rush duels and do decently well. In any case, thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next one.